Hello, my name is Michele Perez. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, currently reside in Davie. I'm 37 years old and I'm 1 month post-op on an explant with a lift and a fat transfer. My motivation to start looking into this procedure was actually I was in my search for a surgeon to replace my breast implants. They were 450 cc's. I had them put in 13 years ago. They were starting to become heavy, a bit unbearable. My left breast was suffering of some discomfort. And in my journey of looking for a surgeon to exchange my breast implants, I came across women that have been suffering of symptoms of BII and that had had their explants already. That's when I kind of discovered, wait a minute, I have symptoms so similar to those, although I didn't associate it with my breast implants. So then my route took a different turn from exchanging my breast implants to actually having them explanted in the hopes that it would help me relieve myself from all those symptoms that I was feeling that were very similar to those of women that had had BII, had explants, and had felt relief. I did have consultations with 2 previous surgeons, but I ended up picking Dr. Lampert. I found Dr. Lampert through a young lady that works at Memorial Healthcare Regional Hospital. By that time, I had already discovered what BII was, and she told me that she had explanted, and it was the best decision she had ever made. And she was the one that referred me to Dr. Lampert. What made me decide Dr. Lampert was the best fit for me was a lot of his before and after work that I followed for a pretty good amount of time. And I actually have a friend that I went to middle school and high school with that after following Dr. Lampert on social media, I realized that he was her surgeon. So I reached out to her and I said, remember me? We went to high school together and middle school. And she's like, of course. And she had her explant with Dr. Lampert about 8 years ago. And just word of mouth through a personal friend of mine, through the young lady that referred him at Memorial Regional, and just seeing his work on his website, his before and after, his testimonials, something just struck a chord and I said, this is my guy. My biggest concerns and fears prior to surgery was, of course, seeing myself so different. I had 450 cc implants in, they were pretty large. I was afraid of sagging skin. I was afraid of maybe thick scars. As a woman, you're just so used to seeing yourself a certain way for so long, and it's a big step, it's a big decision just to wake up one day and see yourself so different and go through this surgery, but I couldn't be happier with the results. The hardest part of recovery is depending on others to give you a hand the first few days. I would say the first 5 days are the toughest. You're gonna need someone to help you, change, bathe, brush your teeth, those simple things that you can do on your own. So believe it or not, they're so simple. We do them every day, but when we can't do them for ourselves, you kind of feel it a little bit. But it's just the first 4 or 5 days. By day 6, I had already more strength in my arms. I was already a bit more independent, and I was over those, those tougher first days of surgery. As soon as I woke up from the surgery, I noticed I was able to breathe so much easier, so much lighter. Now that I'm 1 month post-op, I can compare a little more since I've gotten back to the rhythm of work at home, etc. I'm more clear-minded. I had a lot of mind fog before. I would get frustrated in the middle of a job and need to step away and get a break from it. I can complete my jobs and my tasks from beginning to end without getting frustrated, without getting overwhelmed. The left breast discomfort that I had while I had my implants is gone. I just feel great. The swelling in my body, I had everyday swelling when I had my implants in. I do not have swelling anymore. I can wear my rings again. Before I couldn't. They would cut into my skin because every single night I was swollen, my body, my entire body. And I didn't associate it with the implants. But I can say pretty surely now that that was the cause of some of my ailments. So, besides the fact that I think I look more beautiful now, they're beautiful. Dr. Lampert's an artist. My scars are beautiful. They are like hair thin. I just feel overall very good. I feel alert when I wake up. I don't feel the need to sleep 10 hours, 12 hours a day like I used to before. I wake up and I feel more alert. Those are some of the things that have improved. I'm extremely happy I made the decision to do the fat transfer. I remember myself pre-implants and I know that I did not have much volume. I'm glad I made that decision to do the fat transfer so the doctor can have something as a reshaping tool and add a little bit of volume where I knew that I would need it. So I'm extremely happy that I did it. I would highly recommend it if a woman has her natural tissue, I guess, since before, and she knows that. Maybe they wouldn't need it, but I knew that I definitely needed it, and I'm glad I made the decision. My overall experience with Dr. Lampert's office has been great from the first moment I reached out, from my initial consultation to the first day that I met him and his staff, and every other day that they were guiding me throughout this process. It's been amazing. Dr. Lampert, his nurses, his team, I mean, they're just great. Before the surgery, they were answering all the questions I had, made sure that I was comfortable. If I ever had a question, they were just a phone call or a text away. And it's just been an incredible experience. I would recommend Dr. Lampert and his team to any woman that I know that needs any type of work done or help when it comes to their bodies. Dr. Lampert is truly an artist. He's extremely good at what he does, and I'd recommend him, highly recommend him to any girl that I know.